As I'm hiking in the Bear Mountains, came all the way to Pine Meadow Lake. It's a beautiful sunny day. Took a nice dip in the cold water and sitting on the rock, bathing in the sun. Beautiful sunshine, giving plenty of heat to everything. All the creatures, the rocks, the trees, everything survives on the sunlight. Much desired sunlight is everywhere. Beautiful body of water, Pine Meadow Lake, with gentle waves playing with the surface water and sparkling in the beautiful sunlight. I close my eyes and I go within, enjoying every moment of the meditation. As I start my meditation, I start at the consciousness level. Because of repetitive practice, I start with awareness. And awareness is analyzing the problems, it's analyzing the obstacles, it's analyzing the ignorance, illusions of the mind. Mind is in front of me. I am the consciousness. Despite repetitive attempts, the problems still occur because we need to interact with samsara as an individual. And an individual is duality, because if I am I, somebody else has to be you. And that divides. And once these divisions occur, protectionary attempts are taken to preserve the ego, the identification. And at the mind level, difference persists. All the relationships we have established, they are continuously in flux. They are moving. Whatever is born will die. Any relationship that you establish and thinking that it will be a permanent, long-lasting relationship, how is it possible? Whoever you are setting relationship with is continuously going from the birth, ending up in death. It's a process which started with the birth and will end with the death. In between, there is nothing like steadiness. Your parents are not steady. Your brothers, sisters are not steady. Your friends are not steady. Your money is not steady. Your car, your house, whatever you think of is not steady. Even if you don't lose them, they are changing. And nothing for nothing. Your body is also changing, which appeared from nowhere, from the shunya state. And we call it birth. It is continuously going from the birth to the death also. So where is the biggest problem? Parichay Brahm ki deh hai. If we give name to a relationship, we are establishing something in our mind. My father, my mother. There are two things are happening. Me gets established, and father, mothers, siblings, whatever, also get established. But what is the basis of this parichaya? Parichaya is recognition, identification. Giving the name gets deep-seated into our mind to the point, and with repetitive thinking, it becomes a reality. And we live for it, we even die for it. My country, my car, my Rolex watch, my wife, my children. These relationships are continuously in a changing position. It's dynamic. And yet we have created relationships out of it, which is continuously changing. And we have built big ambitions on these relationships. If something happens to me, he or she will help me. Well, that's all we can do. But that still does not mean that he or she will be around to help us. We are living a fictitious life. A life based on illusory thinking that relationships are real. And we finish our whole life like that, in an illusion. When are we gonna wake up? What is the biggest illusion that we are carrying? Biggest illusion is not my father, my mother, my siblings, my friends, my car. No. The biggest illusory relationship that we have established, the biggest illusory parichaya that we have established is with ourself. The I. I is the center point. Whether it is my parents, my siblings, my car, my money, my whatever, my insult, my ego, my desires, everything revolves around only one thing, the I. And that parichaya gives birth to all the other parichaya. So the most poisonous seed that there is in our life is the I. Parichaya Brahm ki deh hai. Identification is the body of illusion. Our biggest mistake is I. And then everything else revolves around the I, because we have to protect the I. If somebody says something, I feels bad. If somebody praises something, I feels good. All these fluctuations, going back and forth, all these things are centered around only one concept, the I. So I meditate on the I. By being aware of the I, creates a distance for me to look at the I. I is attached to the body, which is ever changing from the birth to the death, just like anything else. And yet, my I stands strong from the childhood all the way to the adulthood, all the way to the old age, until I die. I say I died. Because to us the body is I. And that is our biggest mistake. If we can look at, if we can perceive the I from the distance with the help of awareness, then how can we say that I died? If your identification gets attached with the consciousness. I, that you call I, is gonna die sooner or later anyway. It was created out of nothing. It is hanging on nothing. And when the body dies, I feels empty because it needs the body to call I. Our relationships are all futile attempts to swim on the surface of a lake. We're holding on to anything that is around us because we don't want to drown. And the biggest lie that we are holding on to is the body that we call I. This identification is the body of illusion. And we all know that theoretically, but practically it does not happen. That's why we need meditation, to go deep and come across the situation where you can steadily, without any second thoughts, without any analysis, just observe the I. Just watch its play. Just watch that it arose and just watch that it is disappearing day by day, minute by minute, second by second. When that becomes a reality, the Brahm, the illusion breaks. What's the point of I? And if the I is an illusion, mine is also illusion. So instead of fighting with the sansar exists only because of you, because you call yourself I. Sansar will stop existing if you just come above this illusory I. So watch the I. Let it go. And it's not that you're gonna be left with nothing. You will be left with vast consciousness. Nothing disappears in this world. A river seems to disappear into the ocean, but it becomes the ocean. Ocean seems to be losing the steam, the vapors, water vapors. Ocean might feel that I'm becoming empty, but this water vapor becomes the clouds. Clouds might think that I'm losing myself when it becomes loaded with water and it rains on the mountains. Clouds do disappear, but it does not disappear because it converts into the river. The rain turns into river, and the same cycle starts again. The river might think that it might be losing itself, but it doesn't lose itself. It just gets transformed. Same way, losing I is not really losing anything. You're just changing your swarup. Swa means self, rup is the real. Real rup. Rup is very difficult to translate in English. Rup is what you are, your real identification. Swarup. So instead of borrowed rup, with the help of the body and the surrounding relatives and me and mine, that rup is borrowed. That rup is definitely artificial. But the biggest illusory parichay is the I. That is borrowed also, because the body is borrowed. You certainly did not create your own body. Other things you may be doing in sansar, working hard and making money, you can be pardoned to think that, okay, I worked hard. But who created your body? Before you, when you knew yourself as I, it was already created. And who's going to dispose it off back into the elements? Accept the higher authority. Drop the I. You have nothing to lose, because in the whole universe there is nothing to lose. Everything transforms. Sun dies and another star is born. A galaxy dies and another galaxy is created. Out of what? Same material the galaxy was made out of. So recycle is the nature of the universe. Even if the universe before the universe was created, there was nothingness. But that nothingness also can't be nothing, because how can you create something out of nothing? So at that time, the pure existence itself was the shunyata. We call shunyata only because we are used to seeing the material things. So we call it nothingness. That's an insult to shunyata. Shunya is full of existence. No matter what you do, whether you become full of material benefits or you are left with nothing from the material point of view, existence will never change. Existence is you. And in existence, everything exists, whatever form they take. Whether they take a form of an earthworm or an ant, or you or them, your car, your mountains, everything just exists. So at the existential level, there is no I, because I is an illusion. Parichay Brahm ki deh hai. The biggest parichay, the biggest relationship that we have established, the most illusory relationship we have established is with our body, which is cheating us by the minute, by the seconds. And it's fading away day by day, and yet we want to hold on to. So Parichay Brahm ki deh hai. The biggest illusion is the body of false identification. So drop it, realize it. When you get happiness in the life, don't get excited. And when you get unhappiness, also don't get depressed. When you get excited, you are celebrating the benefits from the sansar, which is an illusion anyway. And when you get unhappiness, you're becoming unhappy. Not because you really should be. Only I becomes unhappy. I becomes happy. I becomes unhappy because I believes in the reality of the sansar. When this realization happens, life changes. You still live in the same sansar, but with a different twist. Only you will know, which has no words. It's your own deep-seated secret that you are that consciousness. Tattvamasi. Have a good day.